Good afternoon. Here is the midday news. First, the top stories. Amosu says Ogun APC considers consensus candidate for 2019 polls. Again, presidency says it has no plan to raise price of petrol. WHO confirms 36 positive cases of yellow fever in 6 states. Troops repel Boko Haram Christmas Day attack on Maiduguri. On the foreign scene, Liberians are choosing new president in runoff poll, and police protesters clash in Peru over pardon former president. I am Femi Osinuga, bringing you the news in detail shortly. Today is Boxing Day. The presidency has already declared today work free to enable Nigerians celebrate the day. Yesterday, Christian community in the country joined their counterparts worldwide to celebrate Christmas. Efforts by Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation (NNPC) to end the petrol scarcity, which resurfaced previous week before the Yuletide season, have failed. The two-day public holidays end today and workers nationwide are to resume duty tomorrow. Governor Ibikule Amosun of Ogun State says his party, All Progressive Congress (APC), is considering consensus candidate for all elected posts in the 2019 general polls. Amosun, who gave this indication at a meeting of the state's APC leaders in Abeokuta, promises to meet with all aspirants for elective posts on the platform of APC in the state to agree on the consensus candidate for the 2019 polls. The governor, who spoke on the issue at the APC Secretariat, says those he will meet include 7 members of the National Assembly and State House of Assembly who are interested in running for another term. He explains that APC will resort to holding of primaries to elect its candidate if the meetings fail to agree on consensus candidate, including those of governorship for the 2019 polls. The governor promises that all factions in the state's APC will be carried along in the said primaries, while promising to accept the outcome of the primaries. According to him, the Federal Executive Council has approved the construction of 6 roads in the 3 senatorial districts of Ogun State. 2 roads will be constructed in each of the 3 senatorial districts in the states.
Clear all your rules specifically local government. People in Ayede, Itobi, Lumiru, Aye.
National Union of Petroleum and Natural Gas Workers (NUPENG) has confirmed that massive loading of petrol is ongoing at Ejigbo Depot in Lagos. The Union Southwest Chairman Tayo Aboyeji assures that the petrol scarcity in Lagos and Ogun States will end in the next 2 days. He explains that Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation (NNPC) is also pumping products to the tank farms of major marketers for effective distribution. The Oil Workers Union says that tanker drivers have been taking products out of the depots in Lagos to fueling stations nationwide. Other depots being used, according to NUPENG chairman, are those of Aiteco, Folawiyo and Nipco depots. Meanwhile, Vice President Yemi Osinbajo has assured Nigerians that the presidency has no plan to increase the price of petrol. He refutes the report, including Governor Ayodele Fayoshe's allegation that the ongoing petrol scarcity was created to pave the way for an increase in prices of petrol. Osinbajo making the clarification while speaking to newsmen after a visit to oil depots in Lagos, explains that the presidency is not paying the 26 naira subsidy on each litre of petrol being imported by the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation (NNPC). The Vice President says that NNPC is bearing the subsidy. Meanwhile, Petroleum Resources Minister of State Dr. Ibe Kachuku has given a fresh assurance that the petrol scarcity will end latest on Wednesday. World Health Organization (WHO) has confirmed 32 positive cases of yellow fever in Nigeria. They were confirmed in Kano, Kebbi, Kogi, Kwara, Nasarawa and Zamfara states between last July 2nd and December 19. The 32 positive cases, according to WHO, are part of 63 samples sent to its regional reference laboratory in Dakar, Senegal, for confirmation of infection from 341 suspects in 16 states. The states include Abia, Anambra, Borno, Edo, Enugu, Kano, Katsina, Kogi, and Kwara. Others are Kebbi, Lagos, Nasarawa, Niger, Oyo, Plateau, and Zamfara states. Governor Aminu Maizari of Katsina State says that APC is set to receive several top politicians from opposition parties in 2018. The governor, speaking in an interview, indicates the readiness of his party to accept more politicians into its fold. Maizari, who regards politics as a game of number, says APC aims at repositioning itself by creating new leaders to champion positive cause of the nation. On the recent defection of former Vice President Atiku Abubakar from APC to PDP, Governor Maizari believes it will not affect the chance of APC in the 2019 polls. A 49-year-old suspected ritualist has been caught with the corpse of a baby in the Remo axis of Ogun State. The suspect was arrested by a team of policemen at Shapade Motor Park while attempting to board a vehicle with the corpse, which was wrapped in a polythene bag. Spokesman of the State Police Command, Abimbola Oyeyemi, says other people at the motor park alerted the Ishara Police Division following the odor coming from the polythene bag. Policemen later swooped on the suspect and arrested him with the corpse in the bag. Oyeyemi explains that the suspect, under interrogation, told the police he was on his way from Offa in Kwara State to Lagos to bury the corpse of the baby. The State Police Commissioner Ahmed Iliyasu has directed the immediate transfer of the suspected ritualist to the homicide unit of the State Police Command. Troops have repelled attack by Boko Haram forces on Christmas Day on a community on the outskirts of Maiduguri, the Borno State capital. The insurgents attacked a military checkpoint at Molai, some 5 kilometers to the city on Monday evening. Boko Haram fighters shot repeatedly and set houses in the axis on fire, forcing residents to flee into Polo area. Troops later deployed and engaged the terrorists in the heavy fighting, which caused panic as the sounds of shooting by both sides filtered into the city. The troops later repelled the attack on Monday night and security beefed up in the axis. You are still listening to the Midday News on Rock City 101.9 FM. Up next, we bring you foreign, business and sport news. Do stay with us. On the foreign scene, Liberians are to choose a new president in a runoff vote between Vice President Joseph Boakai and former international footballer George Weah. Mr. Weah, 51, won the first round but did not secure the required 50% of the vote for an outright victory. More than 2 million people are eligible to cast their ballots. Legal challenges delayed the vote to replace Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, Africa's first elected female president. A representative for the opposition Liberty Party, Charles Bromskin, who came third in October's first round, challenged the result, saying it had been marred by massive fraud and irregularities. But earlier this month, the Supreme Court ruled that evidence of fraud was insufficient to merit a rerun of the opening round. The result of the runoff are due to be announced within 4 days. A British frigate has escorted a Russian warship through the North Sea near UK waters on Christmas Day. The Royal Navy has revealed that one of its warships, HMS St. Albans, monitored the Admiral Govskov's activity in areas of national interest. Russia has not commented on the issue. The Royal Navy said there had been a recent upsurge in Russian units transiting UK waters. Britain recently warned of a new threat posed by Russia to internet cables under the sea. Police in Peru have fired tear gas and clashed with thousands of protesters angry at the authorities' decision to pardon ex-president Alberto Fujimori. Crowds chanted no to the pardon in the capital Lima during a second day of unrest that began on Christmas Eve. President Pedro Pablo Kuczynski pardoned Fujimori on health grounds. Mr. Kuczynski acknowledged the anger at his decision, but said he could not allow Alberto Fujimori to die in prison. Fujimori, who is serving 25 years for human rights abuses and corruption, was last week moved from jail to hospital. Two members of President Kaczynski's party in the Peruvian Congress, Vicente Ceballos and Alberto de Belande, have resigned in protest at the pardon. In business, following complaints, the Nigerian Communications Commission (NCC) is to extend the grace period of unused data rollover to 14 days. But the National Association of Telecommunications Subscribers (NATCOM) has said the 14 days was not enough. Instead, the association has called for an extension of unused data rollover to 30 days. The president of NATCOM, Chief Deolu Ogubanjo, said 14 days is not enough considering the present economic situation, as subscribers were not given value for their money with regard to data usage. The grace period for voice recharge, according to Ogubanjo, is 90 days, hence data subscription should not be different. The executive vice chairman of NCC, Professor Umar Dambata, said that subscribers will be given the 14 days grace even if they do not renew on the date of data expiration. Finally, sport news. Croatian national team coach Tomislav Obradovic says that Nigeria do not have the quality to overcome them in the 2018 FIFA World Cup in Russia. Croatia are set to face the Super Eagles in their opening World Cup Group D match on 16 June 2018 at the Kaliningrad Stadium. Obradovic has some experience with African teams, having coached the Rwanda under-20 national team for 2.5 years and almost qualified the country for the 2009 FIFA World Cup. The Croatian manager says there are no world-class players in Super Eagles, but too many players with the same characteristics. He boasts that Nigeria cannot beat Croatia in any segment of the game, either technical, tactical, or organizational. Tomislav Obradovic, however, warned the Croatian team that Nigeria's counter-attack could be dangerous because they have fast players. That was the midday news, and just before we go, the major stories once again. Amosu says Ogun APC considers consensus candidate for 2019 polls. Again, presidency says it has no plan to raise price of petrol. WHO confirms 36 positive cases of yellow fever in 6 states. Troops repel Boko Haram Christmas Day attack on Maiduguri. On the foreign scene, we told you Liberians are choosing new president in runoff poll, and police protesters clash in Peru over pardon former president. For more stories and to listen to us live, please log on to our website www.rockcityfmradio.com/live. Thank you for listening. I am Femi Osinuga. Good afternoon.